Hey Racer fans, it was a big week for Murray State basketball with road wins at UT Martin and Southeast Missouri State, and a record-breaking week for Isaiah Cannon. It's all right now on the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm. Hi folks, and welcome to the Racer Report here at the CFSB Center. Dave Winder with head coach Steve Prohm of the Murray State Racers, and let's first take a look at what's coming up this week. Wednesday night, the Racers are at home here on their home court. It'll be their OVC home opener as they host Eastern Kentucky at 7 o'clock, and then on Saturday, it's a men's-women's doubleheader at Austin Peay, 7:30 tip for the men's game, and that'll be on Racer TV. Well, we're here at the CFSB Center. Rob Cross's women's team's practicing behind us today, and the Racers coming off a big win at Southeast Missouri State on Saturday night, 74-66, and then a win at UT Martin on Thursday night. Coach, how does it feel to be 2-0 and both games on the road? They were tough.
Yeah, well, we knew going into the league play, 3 out of 4 on the road to start is tough. So just one game at a time. We were able to win at Martin, faced some adversity at SEMO yesterday, but our guys really stuck together. Played really well in the second half and got a win in a good environment.
Well, we're going to go ahead and roll the tape here, and just like last year, every Murray State road conference game, Coach, feels like a championship game. It had that feeling, didn't it? Yeah,
it was great atmosphere, ESPNU game. SEMO was really ready to play, and I knew they would be.
Well, early on, it was A.J. Jones. It was similar to the way the Evansville game started off with a hot player kind of getting going here. The Racers fell behind 9-1 to start the game, but the team hung in there and didn't panic, you know, and kind of got back into the game in the first half there.
No, got off to a bad start defensively, turned the ball over a little bit, forced a couple shots, but we're able to keep it in striking distance, only down 6 at the half, and really we faced our biggest deficit, I think, in the second half when we got down 12, but our guys showed a lot of grit, a lot of character, and a lot of toughness.
Well, we'll go ahead and just give you Ed Daniels' stats on the day. He had 17 rebounds. It's his 11th career double-digit rebounding game, and he had 10 offensive boards, Coach. 10 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, I saw your tweet. It said, let me say that again, let it sink in. 10
yeah.
Offensive rebounds. Tremendous effort. You know, I was talking to one of our old assistants that I used to work with, Coach Chu, and we just talked about his growth from his freshman year to now. I mean, he's really playing well and providing great leadership and toughness.
Well, it was a good week for Stacy Wilson. He played very well at UT Martin. Here with the Racers down by 9, he hits the 3, and then he gets a 3-point play, and then came back and hit another 3, and the Racers were down only by 3 with about halfway through the first half.
Yeah, Stacy provided us an offensive spark, made a couple shots, kept us in striking distance. Ed was very strong around the basket. Made a couple layups and dunks around the basket, which was good for us, but really kept a lot of basketballs alive right there. And you can see what an instance, speak of the devil.
Yeah, Brandon Garrett was he was active in this game. Played good.
Yeah, Brandon was solid. You know, what I was most proud about Brandon, I thought he struggled a little bit on Tyler Stone in the second half for a while. He subbed out, but he came back in, and Ed did a good job on Stone the rest of the way. But Brandon came back in and really gave us a good lift when he came back in.
That's unofficially Ed Daniels' 10th draw in charge. I'm kind of keeping track in my head on that this year, but gosh, he just knows how to do that.
Yeah, he draws charges, and that's a stat we really should keep just as long with assists and points. We really should chart that because he's drawn a ton of them over his career. You know, he can block a shot, he can rotate, he can draw charges. We've got great toughness.
So at the half, the Racers were down by 6. Murray State had 2 fruitless possessions there under a minute to go, but then in the second half, Daniel scores on the first possession. That was good news, but what happened next wasn't, because you fell behind by 12.
Yeah, we came out, we had good patience on the first possession. You know, they did a good job defensively. We were able to have good patience, and Ed made a good 15-foot jump shot, and After that, you know, they went on, I think, about a 7-2 run to get up 44-32. But, you know, we responded really unselfish play right there by Isaiah trusting Jeff right there.
That's right. The freshman Jeffrey Moss from Madison, Alabama hits the three there. And then it was about this point where a three-time defending champion knows how to win big games on the road. And you've got a guy right there, Isaiah Cannon, who's been there and done that.
Yeah, both those guys, Isaiah and Ed, you know, they kind of imposed their will, and Isaiah really stepped up. 23 points in the second half, no turnovers, 6 for 10 from the field, tremendous stat line.
And then on Cannon's first three of the game, which I really didn't think it would come with 13:39 left in the game, but his first three of the game right here set the new made three-point record at Murray State with 252, surpassing the great Frank Allen. His record had stood for 18 seasons, and we'll talk more about it later. But that was a big three because it cut the 10-point lead down to 7, and then he hit another one, got fouled, missed the free throw, but all of a sudden it went from 10 to 4 right there, and you knew you were back in the game.
Yeah, the 4-point play was huge, and Zay did a great job, you know, really stepping up in our crack series and stepping up and getting a great screen for Isaiah to free him for that shot.
And then with 10:33 to go, or actually Cannon hit another three to cut a 4-point lead down to 1. That was with 11:54 to go. And then after Murray State stop, which, Coach, you guys picked it up on the defensive end. There was no question about that. But this was Murray State's first lead right here. Great recognition by Wilson to dump it down to Daniel.
Yeah, I think I made it 54-52. But, again, good patience right there. Didn't force a shot. You know, Stacy was very unselfish. Good play to Ed, and Ed was really good inside.
Then 9:25 to go. You're going to see Isaiah Cannon here. He saw this coming from the time, I think it was Wilford, got to midcourt. He was sizing him up to try to draw a charge.
Yeah, you know, Isaiah too. You know, we joke all the time who's better at drawing charge, Isaiah or Ed. Both of those guys will give up their body. So
now we're under 6 minutes to go, and this is where the Racers, you just were really efficient on your possessions. I don't know if you had maybe one fruitless possession under 6 minutes. You guys were getting something every time.
Yeah, the guys did a good job. Isaiah freed some people up. Stacy, it's a good unselfish play by Isaiah, but then Brandon Garrett comes up with a huge and one. And, you know, we got to get him better from the free throw line, but he finished this play with a big free throw to put us up 5.
Certainly did. 3:27 to go. Racers up by 6. They eventually led by 7 with 54 seconds left. Although SEMO did have one possession there, I think it was with 44 seconds left, or actually under 3 minutes to go, where they had a chance to tie, but didn't. But the Racers made 9 out of 10 down the stretch to win it by the score of 74-66. Take a look at the final box there with Daniel with the big game, 15 points, 17 rebounds. Cannon had 28 and 8. Wilson 14 and 6. And you see the Racers out-rebounded SEMO in the game 43-29. So it was a big-time effort for the Racers to go on the road and get that victory to move to 2-0 in the Ohio Valley Conference. So we're going to take our first break here with head coach Steve Prohm of the Racer Report and come back and show you the highlights from Thursday night at UT Martin. We'll do that next.
Explora un nuevo mundo.
여러 가지 경험들을 많이 체험하세요.
आइए और अपना जहां खुद बनाइए.
Icalochen ukusanga.
عالم جدير بالاكتشافات.
Entdecke deine Welt.
Svoj świat do odkrycia.
Dünyanızı keşfedin.
創造你的未來.
Ferestre velünk a világot.
Tất cả những điều tốt đẹp nhất đang chờ đón bạn.
Dunia Anda untuk dijelajahi.
探索你的世界.
Murray State University, your world to explore.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
That's the worst half of football I've ever seen.
I'm not that drunk. My house is only down the street.
I'm the most sober one here.
I only have 1 drink.
According to studies, 25% of 21-year-old college students have admitted to drinking and driving. Almost every 90 seconds, someone is injured. Every day, 28 people die as a result of drunk driving. Don't be selfish. Don't be a statistic. Don't drink and drive.
That's the worst half of football I've ever seen. Are you telling me we can't do this?
I got this, Coach.
You know, people said, Pepsi Max? You can't get maximum Pepsi taste with 0 calories.
Who said that?
But Pepsi Max didn't listen.
We just delivered it. So get out there and taste that sweet 0-calorie victory!
The little guy's right. Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Do you validate parking?
Hi folks, and welcome back to the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm. Big week for the Racers, big victory at Southeast Missouri State on Saturday night, and an equally big one to open the conference season Thursday at UT Martin. So let's go ahead and roll the highlights there with the Racers opening up and going for their 5th straight win in a OVC opener. And so the Racers go down to the Elam Center, and Coach, I was so impressed with the way this game started off, up 15-4. And you guys are absolutely locking the Skyhawks down early in this game.
Yeah, it came out with great defensive intensities. I think really started with Stacy Wilson on the point guard. Did a great job pressuring the basketball, and you know, we're able to get off to a great start, and propelled us, gave us an opportunity to rest some guys.
Well, early on there, you just see so many people getting active in here. You had the defensive 5-second call. Ed draws another charge, and there's the 5-second call right there. Racers up 8-2 at this point. I mean, those defensive gems right there, that just has to fire you guys up on the bench as a coaching staff.
Yeah, well, I was most pleased when I showed the guys the tape the other day was the bench's reaction to the 5-second call. Everybody was up. Everybody was really excited. Great post-to-post pass right there. Ed to Brandon, really being unselfish.
Well, the Racers were up 15-4 to start the game here, as you saw Henderson get the layup underneath the basket, and then Cannon hits a 3 right here to go up 13-4. Then Zay Henderson gets the bucket. Tell us about Zay Henderson a little bit, Coach. He's kind of worked his way into more minutes, hasn't he?
He has. He's done a good job, knows what we're doing, provides a good defensive presence. Certain matchups are tough to play him against if people are playing small, but when he's got some size on the front line. It's the first time he's done that all year, and I was really pleased. He finally rolled hard to the basket, caught, and finished great play. So he's getting better. Him and Jeff are kind of establishing themselves off the bench.
Well, here's another big night for Ed Daniel. He had 11 rebounds in this game too. You could see Ed when the ball goes up. He's figuring out where it's going before anybody else.
Yeah, I'd love to sit down and just ask him what's the difference between now and when you were a sophomore.
Right.
Freshman or freshman, when you were a sophomore. Because the last 2 years, he's just been outstanding and just been relentless on the defensive glass and offensive glass.
Well, the Racers now into the second half. They're in that first half. They held Martin to 7 field goals and forced him into 11 turnovers. That's a great half whenever you can do that. But here in the second half, the Racers eventually, Coach, you get up by 22 with about the 13-minute mark to go. Everybody was being active, and then I knew you would probably pull back a little bit and try to get your starters some rest, and you indeed were able to do that.
Yeah, really unselfish play, though, right there from Dexter to Stacy. I love that play right there. But, yeah, we were able to play our freshmen a lot. The last 12 minutes, get them some experience, which was a positive.
Isaiah Cannon only played 16 minutes, had 18 points. That's pretty efficient.
Yeah, really good. If you ever outnumber your minutes and points, you're doing pretty well.
Yeah, and almost for the week, he almost did that when you take a look at the 2 games. But so Cannon hits the 3 there. Murray State was up 49-30, and then a little easy one there for Cannon. You can see his arch is bothering him a little bit, but right now he's managing that, isn't he?
Well, we're beat up. I mean, you can't make excuses. He's hurt. I mean, he's hurting right now. You can see it when he's playing. He had to play extended minutes yesterday for us to win. Dexter's got his knees. Stacy, we got off the bus last night at, 11 o'clock, and those 3 guys had to go to treatment. So we got to get those guys healthy.
So in the last 12 minutes, it was really good. We got to see all the guys on the bench for the Racers. Tyler Rambo was in there. There's Zay Henderson getting a dunk. Moss got to play. Gilmore got in there too. And then probably the happiest moment of the night, Latrez Mushat returning from his Achilles injury from last summer. put into words what that meant for him to at least get back on the floor.
It was good to get back on the floor, and you know, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But, you know, there was a lot of hype to that. It's tremendous that he's back. He's worked extremely hard. He's handled himself great through all the adversity that he's been through. But he's not at 100%. You know, he's not in. So what I'm trying to do with him is find opportunities in games where we're up and have an opportunity to get him in, to get him ready for February.
Well, you know, it's still a deal where as Latrez continues to get better and he continues to rehab like a champion, like we've seen him do, Coach, you know, he might get to the point where he can give you a lot more as we go along. So the Racers win their opener 73-62 at UT Martin. Taking a look at the box score in this one, we mentioned Daniel's 11 rebound game. Cannon had the 18 points in 16 minutes. And Stacey Wilson was 6 out of 9 from the field for 16 points. But all around, that's a really nice box score there for you to get your first win in OVC play.
Yeah, good team win, and again, great road win.
Okay, so the Racers are now 2-0 in the Ohio Valley Conference and coming home on Wednesday to face Eastern Kentucky right here at the arena at 7 o'clock. So we'll talk more about that. Take another break here and come back with more on the Race Report with head coach Steve Prohm.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
That's the worst half of football I've ever seen. Are you telling me we can't do this?
I got this, Coach.
You know, people said, Pepsi Max? You can't get maximum Pepsi taste with 0 calories.
Who said that?
But Pepsi Max didn't listen.
We just delivered it. So get out there and taste that sweet 0-calorie victory!
The little guy's right. Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Do you validate parking?
I'm not that drunk. My house is only down the street.
I'm the most sober one here.
I only have 1 drink.
According to studies, 25% of 21-year-old college students have admitted to drinking and driving. Almost every 90 seconds, someone is injured. Every day, 28 people die as a result of drunk driving. Don't be selfish. Don't be a statistic. Don't drink and drive.
Like the thoroughbreds we are named for, racers are spirited and proud. We have the heart and will to succeed, to go farther, learn more, and embrace wisdom. We are champions who take our place in the Murray State tradition. We are racers.
Back here in the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm, as we showed you a moment ago, record-breaking night for Isaiah Cannon at SEMO. Early in the second half, he hit a 3-point shot, which put him into the lead for Murray State all-time made 3-pointers at 252. Take a look at the list. We talked about Frank Allen's record. That stood for 18 seasons. You see the other great ones on the list, too. Donnie Mann, who started the 3-point shot in 1986. Tyler Holloway, Justin Burdine, a lot of greats in making threes at Murray State. But at the top of the list after Saturday night is Isaiah Cannon, the Racer senior from Biloxi, Mississippi.
I didn't even know I was that close to it, to last game. And I mean, it's a great honor just to be up there. And I mean, I just go out to try to win games and do whatever I can to try to win games. And all the extra stuff, I mean, like I say, it's an honor. But I mean, to be an all-time leading 3-point shooter at a great university with great people that came through here, great players, you got to feel a little good about that, just knowing that your name will be there for a while. And I mean, hopefully somebody will come along one day and reach it. And like I said, without my teammates pushing me every day to make those shots and coaches telling us to work on them, and I mean, I couldn't do it without them. And the ball screens, Ed, and all our bigs set for me to get me open looks. So I mean, it is a great honor and thankful for it.
Well, the comments from Isaiah Cannon, their coach, he doesn't play for records. And he said that in his bite, but you could tell it means something to him to be among the best to ever play at Murray State.
Yeah, and he's going to go down, as one of the top, maybe the best ever, but he's, it obviously means something to him. It's an incredible record when you stand atop at a program as prestigious and as historic and as tradition-rich as Murray State. It's got to mean something. But Isaiah's about winning. He's on pace to go down as the winningest class ever, and his goal is to win a conference championship and win a 4th ring and get back to the NCAA tournament. Forget all the records for him.
I'm sure we'll see Frank Allen at a game before the season's over. He always comes up for a game. He lives in the Memphis area. Frank had a great Facebook post.
I heard that.
He just congratulated Isaiah. He actually wrote it before he broke the record. He knew he was going to do it, but that's the Racer family in action right there.
Yeah, and I told our guys the other day there's a great amount of respect and a great amount of pride that goes in playing with here, and there's a ton of players that still stay in touch with this program. That's a positive.
Yeah, and they're all kind of watching what goes on with the current team, no matter how long they've been out, too. So we're going to take another break here from the CFSB Center with head coach Steve Prohm. Come back and talk about the Wednesday night game against Eastern Kentucky and the standings. We'll do that next.
That's the worst half of football I've ever seen. Are you telling me we can't do this?
I got this, Coach.
People said, Pepsi Max? You can't get maximum Pepsi taste with 0 calories.
Who said that?
But Pepsi Max didn't listen.
We just delivered it. So get out there and taste that sweet 0-calorie victory.
The little guy's right.
Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Do you validate parking?
I'm not that drunk. My house is only down the street.
I'm the most sober one here.
I only have 1 drink.
According to studies, 25% of 21-year-old college students have admitted to drinking and driving. Almost every 90 seconds, someone is injured. Every day, 28 people die as a result of drunk driving. Don't be selfish. Don't be a statistic. Don't drink and drive.
Like the thoroughbreds we are named for, racers are spirited and proud. We have the heart and will to succeed, to go farther, learn more, and embrace wisdom. We are champions who take our place in the Murray State tradition. We are racers.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
We're back here with head coach Steve Prohm on the Racer Report at the CFSB Center. Big game Wednesday night with Eastern Kentucky coming in, Coach, and they have started off 2-0 in their league as well. Got a big win at home against SIU Edwardsville the other night. Tell us about Jeff Neubauer's team. They're going to play that 1-3-1 zone. That's the staple.
No, see, that's the thing. It's different.
Oh, really?
They really changed the way they're playing. You just got off to a hot start. I think 9 or 10 in a row to start the season. Won some great wins. Played West Virginia and Illinois really close on the road, in which I'm assuming is some guarantee games for them. So that they're playing with tremendous confidence. They changed how they play a little bit, spreading you out, really trying to drive you with the basketball. And then defensively, it's a lot of man-to-man pressure that we like to play. They really get up their man, guard your man, really deny passing lanes, play the 1-3-1 a little bit, play some zone a little bit, but we're going to have to take care of the ball. They're forcing 18, 19 turnovers a game.
That's what I love about you, Coach. You always do your homework. You always do your homework. But what we need in here Wednesday night's a big crowd.
We do. We had great support, I thought, up there at SEMO, at Martin. But I know the students aren't back. We don't get back. I think we start January 14th, I think, next Monday. Somebody tell me if I'm right on that.
I think that's right.
But we do. We need 7,000, 8,000 in here. We need some noise. We need to make it really tough on Eastern Kentucky.
Okay, well, it's a 7 o'clock tip on Wednesday night here at the arena. Make your plans to be here. We want you here and cheering on the Racers, hopefully to a big victory, and they'll be meeting a team that's also undefeated in the OVC as well. So we'll take our final break here and come back and wrap it up with head coach Steve Prohm next on the Racer Report.
Explora un nuevo mundo.
여러 가지 경험들을 많이 체험하세요.
आइए और अपना जहां खुद बनाइए.
عالم جدير بالاكتشافات.
Entdecke deine Welt.
Svůj svět do odkrycia.
Dünyanızı keşfedin.
創造你的未來.
Vede své vedení világot.
Tất cả những điều tốt đẹp nhất đang chờ đón bạn.
Dunia Anda untuk dijelajahi. 探索你的世界.
Murray State University, your world to explore.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
That's the worst half of football I've ever seen. Are you telling me we can't do this?
I got this, Coach.
You know, people said, Pepsi Max? You can't get maximum Pepsi taste with 0 calories.
Who said that?
But Pepsi Max didn't listen.
We just delivered it. So get out there and taste that sweet 0-calorie victory!
The little guy's right.
Pepsi Max, 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste.
Do you validate parking?
I'm not that drunk. My house is only down the street.
I'm the most sober one here.
I only have 1 drink.
According to studies, 25% of 21-year-old college students have admitted to drinking and driving. Almost every 90 seconds, someone is injured. Every day, 28 people die as a result of drunk driving. Don't be selfish. Don't be a statistic. Don't drink and drive.
Hi folks, welcome back to the Racer Report with head coach Steve Prohm. We're going to wrap it up here as the Racers get ready to host Eastern Kentucky Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Let's take a look at the schedule. After the Wednesday night game, the Racers go to Austin Peay on Saturday. That's a men's-women's doubleheader. And that men's game will be on Racer TV and ESPN3 on Saturday. And then, Coach, you got a couple of home games there, Edwardsville and Eastern Illinois coming to town before hitting the road. I'm so excited when we get into conference play, because this is when you get the true judge of where everybody's at.
Yeah, you find out about everybody. And even if you watch the other conferences, when you go home and watch TV and at conference play, it's just, non-conference play is great. Everybody gets a chance to do that. But once you get into conference play, that's where it's fun. That's where teams start separating themselves as the top tier, middle tier, and bottom tier in their leagues.
So far, you got to be really happy with a 2-0 start on the road and getting that done.
Can't be ever better than 2-0 right now, so we're excited about that. Got a huge game Wednesday. We need to play well. They're playing, Eastern's very, very good.
Okay, Coach. Congratulations.
Thanks, Thank you.
Good luck this week. Head Coach Steve Prohm here on the Racer Report. We'll leave you for this week, and as we leave you today, here's the voice of the Racers, Neil Bradley. He had a good week, too.
Smith curls inside. Daniel went for the steal. A shot up, no good. Rebound, the Racers get it. Cannon wants to run in transition. Top of the key, looks left. Fires it out inside, wide open. Daniel stuffed it in.
Nice job, good offense that time. Timeout taken by Dickie Nutt.
The Racers, despite all the things they haven't done well, they're only down by 2, 29-27. Jones drives by his man, puts the shot up. Wasn't blocked by Daniel, but altered, knocked away on the sideline, and Cannon picks it up. Cannon steps back for the 3, and then gets it to Moss for the 3, and he hit it. Jeffrey Moss.
Nice job by Isaiah. Recognized he didn't have the great shot. A guy was coming up behind him. Kicked it over to Moss for the open 3.
On the baseline, Daniel. He finds Moss. Back to Cannon on the near side. 13:44 to go. Media timeout coming up. Cannon 4-3. Good! And that's the record breaker for Isaiah Cannon to make it 49-42. That pushes him past Frank Allen with his 252nd three-point shot made.
On Stone.
Racers can get a little closer. There's a long 3! It's good for Cannon, and he's fouled. He'll have a chance at a three-point play. Nino Johnson picks up his second personal.
Jesse Evans and Dickie Nutt both stand up and can't believe that just happened.